Sunday recap. Let me go ahead and make sure we have this in the right color mode. All right, so headed to work, pressed for time like always, and it's okay though. It's okay. Let me get through this intersection here. I don't know if you guys noticed that obviously Teslas are extremely popular, but it seems like I'm seeing them all over the freaking place anymore. There's one right in front of me. It seems like everybody has a Tesla now, even in small town America. It's crazy. Um, Still cool cars. Still love Teslas. I used to really want one, but now not so much. Don't care so much about them as it is. So if you're watching this video, I know that sometimes when I go to shoot in my car, I have audio issues. So is the audio working? If you're out there watching, I would hate to have another stream in the car where the audio just doesn't work. And I don't know why that is. It's like a bug with YouTube, and then I have to completely restart my phone, um, and then start recording again, whether it's a short or whether it's live. And that's not when I'm just in my car. That's if I'm shooting a short through my phone at home or whatever, that I have to completely restart my phone, and then I'll have audio. It's really weird, and it's a pain in the butt. So, if you're new here, my name is Drew Stur. On this channel, I talk about filmmaking, photography, and editing, tips, tricks, and tutorials, horror filmmaking, and here, as of lately, I'm doing a 100 series challenge, 100 vlogs in 100 days. So, if you're into that kind of thing, then you'll probably like what I do on this channel, or at least I hope so. So every Sunday, a little pressed for time because of my work day. So the vlog for the day on Sundays is going to be just a recap of the past week, just thoughts that I have on my mind, and a look forward into the coming week. Just talking about the vlogs, talking about videos, talking about whatever. So that's what we're going to do every week. So let's go ahead and let's talk about last week, what I was stoked on, what happened, and I take a lot of side quests in my videos if you're not a watcher. Look at this. This guy has a freaking sidecar on his motorcycle in front of me. I don't know why it's not wanting to focus. But you see that right in front of me? Sidecar. How awesome. You don't see that very often at all. Um, and does he have a little kid with him? That's even more gnarly. I can't tell if that's... No, that's an adult woman. She's just small, which is maybe, or maybe it's his daughter. I can't really tell. I think she just looks really short because she's sitting in the sidecar. Anyways, uh, that's pretty cool. You don't really ever see that. There's another one up there, so maybe it's just like a thing that maybe their club does. It seems like that's the way to freaking ride as a passenger on a motorcycle, not directly behind somebody else, just in a sidecar. It's pretty gnarly. Um, so yes, let's go ahead and let's talk about this past week and some of the cool things I learned, or some of the good things that happened in the vlogs. So um, it is beginning of September, so that is something that I talk about in the vlogs this past week. Stoked on that. September is my wife's birthday, my birthday, our anniversary. So this is a busy and exciting month for us. So um, really stoked on that. I think I'm figuring out live streaming a little bit, and I'm not talking about via phone. I'm talking about more in general, like the studio live stream. Phone live streaming is pretty easy. You turn on your phone, you talk to your phone. Studio live streaming, especially if you're trying to do screen sharing and trying to have overlays and trying to add music and all that is kind of hard because you are, having to basically be your own producer of the show. You're having to click things in and out, and you're, needing to have a game plan to keep it interesting. So, plus the whole video quality issue, I think we're slowly getting that figured out. The vlog for yesterday was pretty simple, just an everyday life, me and my wife going around, doing some Halloween window shopping. So we're just picking out some things that we want to get for our outside yard decorations and all that. So some really good decorations out there this year. So excited about that. Like I said, I can't wait to show you guys the vlogs when it gets closer to Halloween time, where I am actually setting up the yard and doing all that. So those are going to be fun. So that's something to look forward to in the coming month or so. Like I said, we decorate the house month of September. We do the whole Halloween tree, all that stuff, decorate our fireplace mantle, just the whole 9 yards. And then October, we go through and we decorate the front yard, the side yard, and all that good stuff. So if you're into Halloween, it's going to be a fun series of vlogs. This past week, another thing that we overcame a little bit of low motivation. And I talk about it throughout the vlogs. And I threw out some creative ideas in one of the videos, or one of the live videos that we shot this past week, where I was talking about ways that you can, overcome like writer's block or creative burnout and that kind of stuff. So that one's good to go back and watch. Because I was reading an article, some of the points in the article I didn't agree with, and I sort of just straight up tell you those points are trash. But some of them's really good. So if you ever have periods where you don't have a whole lot of creativity, or you have writer's block or creativity block, go back, watch that video, or comment down below and let me know how you overcome it, because it is something we all face, especially when you are uploading a lot. Because when you're uploading a lot, doing daily or just uploading a couple times a week, sometimes you don't have time to fully think of your creative idea or fully shoot or plan your creative idea, because you are in a time constraint of making sure that you get that upload done for the day. And, it's a catch-22. It's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you are working on a project like me with the 100 series, but it's a bad thing because maybe you're not fully telling the stories you want to tell in your video, because you're having to, you have less time to produce them. So, whatever. We talked about that this past week. And I also threw up a YouTube short one of the days, and the question I proposed was, how do you define success? Like, what does success look like to you? Or, what does being successful mean to you? And, I didn't answer the question, but, I want to talk about it a little bit right now. So, real quick, success to me really comes down to one thing, and that is happiness. So in my life, I have gauged success on net worth, the amount of money I have in my pocket or in my bank account, or the amount of expensive things I have, or the type of car I drive, or so on and so forth. And as I get older, and as I really start being able to align myself with my goals in life, like, success to me just comes down to happiness. Like, are you happy, and are you happy, and are you doing the things that you want to do? And I mean that within reason, like, not talking about, like, do you want to murder somebody, go murder somebody, that's success. I mean, I guess it is personal success if you're a serial killer, but more or less, like, are you living your life the way that you want it to be lived, right? So are you unhappy with where you live, in terms of state, location of the state, maybe just on the street you live on? Like, is it going to make you happier to move elsewhere? Potentially. So, pursue that. Pursue, moving. Easier said than done, but if that's something that's really making you unhappy, then you'll find a way to make it happen. Like, are you unhappy with a 9 to 5 clocking in and clocking out, like a lot of people are? Then find an alternative. And whether it's something like this, or whether it is, just changing jobs or whatever. Are you unhappy with your physicality? Can you do something about it? Some people can, some people can't. You know, um, Go to the gym, eat better, have a better diet, whatever the case may be. Like, to me, that's the definition of success. It's happiness. Like, how can you achieve personal satisfaction, professional satisfaction, so on and so forth. So, it really doesn't come in the form of money. And I know money can buy happiness because money buys time, and that's what we all need more of. Money can pay the bills and pay the debt, but then that's another twofold thing. Like, all the debt you have, do you really need? Do you need that expensive car payment? Do you need that expensive house payment? Like, you'd be a lot happier without those things, or some people would be. Like, do you really need them? Just get rid of them. There's so many times, it's literally a month to month battle where I'm like, do I really need this car I drive? Like, my wife has a car, we could share it, or I could just go get a car that's paid off, something that's a lot cheaper, something that people would look at that's like a piece of junk. But, honestly, I'm past the point in my life where I'm trying to impress people with having a nice car. I don't care. My only thing that I need in a car is, will it get me from point A to point B, and does it have Bluetooth, or can I hook Bluetooth up to it? You know, and then I would save a good chunk of money every month if I was to just get rid of my car or get a different car or something like that. So and then that would create less stress because put more money in my pocket. I could use that money to do more things. Geez, Siri, do more things with my family, or whatever. So I don't know. So as I get older, you care less and less about shiny objects and more about your internal feelings. So uh, that was a video we talked about. How do you define success? I think that is a very interesting topic. Not something that I want to talk too much about because I'm not a channel that is like motivational speaker or anything like that. But I do believe that as creative individuals, no matter what you're doing, artists, a lot of people struggle, with GAS, which is gear acquisition syndrome, having the newest, shiniest piece of equipment, whether it's instruments, whether it's camera gear, whether it's expensive easels and paints and paintbrushes, or whatever the case may be. Like, I think people suffer from that, and a lot of it is just for outward appearances and less for, internal satisfaction. So that's a topic I really like to explore. Again, not a motivational speaker, not that sort of channel, but I do like having that conversation. So let's talk about a look forward, though, to next week, right? Because if you watch all the vlogs or you're caught up, then you're like, I wish you would stop recapping because this is just a replay. So a look forward into, let's talk about next week, and let's talk about, like I said, over the month. So I believe, I talked about it in one of the videos, I believe November 7th is when the 100 series will be completed. So we really have 2 more solid months of daily uploads. I hope you guys are stoked because I'm pretty stoked about it. And I am going to start the daily vlogs, the daily uploads in color in September. So this month, probably my wife's birthday, my birthday, whatever, I'm going to start uploading in color for a while, probably up until Halloween. We'll probably do color daily uploads, and that is because we're going to have fall colors, all that good stuff, and I want to make sure that I'm capturing the actual beauty of the area I live in during the fall, assuming that the heat doesn't just immediately kill everything. Some years it does that. We don't even have that slow, gradual transition of like the leaves changing and stuff. Sometimes it just goes straight from like green to brown to dead and like just gone off the trees. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. Um, but so I want to make sure that I'm uploading and uploading in color. This guy's trying to cut me off here. I'm just gonna let it happen. Just gonna let it happen. He was merging in, and now he's merging over, cutting somebody else off. What a fantastic guy. I hope he gets where he needs to go on time. Um, Lost my train of thought. So yeah, uploading in color, and um, I love black and white. I love black and white photography. I love the look of these black and white vlogs. It's definitely something a little different. But I also, really love cinematography, and a big portion of cinematography is like color theory, just color in general, and like when you color correct an image or a video, you can make it look a whole bunch of different ways. So, yeah, I don't know, just really stoked to put a couple of these up in color. So it's not because I don't want to do black and white or I'm sick of black and white or I think color's more popular. I just really want to show my local landscape. If I was just doing this, like in July, August, and September, or like June, July, August, if I would have done this earlier in the year, I would have just kept it black and white. Yeah, so we're going to be uploading in color, so that may be a little more interesting to some of you guys watching. I know the black and white stuff isn't for everybody. And like I said, we're going to follow these vlogs through the month of October. So there will be a lot of fun stuff there. Haunted houses, decorating the house, shopping for Halloween stuff, going up to the mountains and seeing the fall colors, all that kind of cool stuff. We'll also be writing this coming week. So again, we're going to have our Friday night live stream. We're doing that every single Friday night where we're writing on the horror anthology that I'm writing. But we're also going to write a little bit throughout the week. So some of the vlogs may have small clips, small portions of me writing on the horror anthology. It's not going to be like intensive screen sharing writing or whatever like we're doing in the live streams, but it's going to be maybe just talking about ideas, and it's going to be, just like, I don't know, maybe shots here and there. So if I have a new development, like I want to talk about it, and I'll talk about it in the daily vlogs, and then I'll recap it when we do live stream. So my hope is to have, at least a couple pages of the script of the wraparound story that we talked about in the live stream done before the live stream. That way we have something written, and we're not just starting from scratch. I want to start from, having a couple pages done. So that's the goal for this week. Before all the greenery goes away, though, in the mountains, I want to get up there and I want to hike. So I got to schedule that in. I got to make sure that the family has time on their schedule, with my son's school or anything that we have to do. Go up, do some hiking, get some shots of the mountains before the leaves change, and just be up there. Love the mountains. My favorite place to go. So I've got that. Tomorrow's video should be me and Tawny hitting an antique shop, yard selling. We did all this yesterday before work, and walking around a car show, taking some photos. So the vlog is currently sitting on my Mac in DaVinci Resolve, and I was editing it before I came to work today because I wanted to get it uploaded today for 7 o'clock and just do this video tomorrow. But didn't get done, didn't have enough time to edit. So I'll probably get off work in the morning, so at 6 a.m. Monday morning, go home, edit for a little bit, maybe an hour or two, whatever it takes to get it done, and then wake up and then upload it, and it should be online tomorrow by 7. So yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow's video. And like I said, I really want to get back to shooting more like photo vlogs and talking about like photography, because we have the whole filmmaking thing, but I'm not filmmaking on a daily basis other than like shooting these videos, and I can't really, I can talk about filmmaking, but I don't want all these vlogs to be tips and tutorials. Maybe if I'm showing you guys something, I want to talk about tips or tutorials or how to do certain things. Um, but I'm not necessarily going to make a vlog called Cinematography Basics, and then it's just going to be like that. You know, like I may teach you some basics of cinematography while we're shooting something, but really, when it comes to filmmaking, the big thing that these vlogs have to do with filmmaking is the writing that we're doing, and then as time goes on, we're gonna put the film that we're writing in pre-production, and then I'm gonna show you guys how we go and try to find some financing for it, and finding cast and crew, and then what we're gonna do for gear selection, and then once we actually start shooting, we'll talk some more about like the basics. It may be some in the 100 series. It may be in a different vlog series I do in the future, or it may just be regular uploads to the channel. But with the 100 series, I can most definitely just take photos every day, or some days in some of the uploads. So I want to make sure I'm incorporating more of that. Like there's plenty I could talk about when it comes to photography. I was a photographer really before I was a filmmaker. I guess I sort of made little movies as a kid, so I guess maybe I was making movies before I was into photography, but I was doing photography professionally before I was doing video work professionally. So, the two kind of coexist and go hand in hand, but, I can talk forever about both of those. So yeah, so definitely getting out, trying to explore some little towns. There is a private jet that wrecked in the mountains near me back in the 70s. Pretty sure it was the 70s. I want to go shoot that at some point. You have to hike out to it. I know I've talked about this a good bit. Trying to do this hike, but I have to drive like an hour and a half, I think it is, to get there, and then you have to hike a mile or two, through the woods, through some trails that aren't really very well kept to find the jet. And it's just like the whole of the jet, and then it's just a whole bunch of parts scattered throughout the woods. And yeah, I would like to go shoot that and just explore that area. One, because I've never been on that part of the mountain, and I've never seen an actual plane crash or private jet crash like that. Just out. So it'd be kind of interesting to see. Kind of sad to see. I think the guys that I'll research it more and prepare for the video, but I think the guys that were flying it, I think they both died. So it is kind of sad, and it's not something to make a spectacle of, but it's definitely something I'm going to go see. Something that is important to capture, take some photos of, and I don't know, might be interesting to you guys. I'll look up the history of it as we shoot the video. We'll talk more about it, but I want to go there. A couple other places I want to go. Like I said, with your kid being in school, it's kind of hard to schedule because the first part of their day, or the first part of the day, is literally their school. So you have to really plan anything after that. And then I work the weekends, so can't do anything really on the weekends. So, scheduling is always a problem. Not just with this, but just in life in general. Like with filmmaking, scheduling is a freaking nightmare. I've got to where I've shot 3/4 of films or 3/4 of web series, and then people's schedules couldn't line up because they, are like working class actors and working class like creators, and they have full-time jobs, and you have 18 people you're trying to get together on one day in a location that may be 2 hours from their house, and then they can't do it because of work or whatever, or they don't have time to take off from work because life happens, and you can never line up everybody's schedules, and then it becomes, I don't know, a project abandoned. So scheduling is a nightmare. Doesn't matter what you're trying to schedule. Everybody has to stay so busy with work and school and after school activities and just so much shit that like it is hard to find time to do this. It's hard to find time to do anything extra or creative. So I don't know. Scheduling sucks. yeah, so that's some of what we have to come in the future. I think there are some there. Like I said, I don't want to do just tutorials for the daily uploads, but there are things I do want to talk about. So there's some Photoshop features that have come in the last couple months that I haven't really explored fully, and I want to show you guys those, and they're like photography related. So I think those would be cool. And then there's some cool things that's happening in DaVinci Resolve that I would like to show you, but they'll probably be just sections of a bigger vlog, where we talk about something else during the day, and then I show you this tip because I think that's the right way to do it if we're actually calling these videos vlogs and not just tutorial videos. But we're almost to work. I'm about to get off my exit. Stoked that you guys are tuning in daily and watching the videos. If you haven't, go back, rewatch some of the vlogs. They're all in a playlist, a public playlist. Uh, watch from one all the way to now, and you can kind of see the ups, the excitement. You can see the downs. You can see the low motivation moments. You can see the days where I was feeling sick, and it's real life, and it is a real struggle for somebody that lives in small town America that doesn't just have, you know, uh, free reign to walk out their front door and shoot whatever they want, or, it's small town America, family man that spends time at home, and I don't really like jet set around the country, working class individual, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to see vlogs like that, in my opinion, real people doing real people stuff and having real people struggles. So definitely go back and catch up on the vlogs. We have, I don't know, 60 some more of these, 66 more of these. So what we've done this far, twice over. So thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate it. And as always, stay rad. Let's go shoot, and I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.